My precious. My precious. My precious. Hello YouTubes! Welcome back, Haunt Fam. This is my zombie snail. Or I should say a Fright Props Zombie Snail that I've had for like 15, 16, 17 years now. This little girl has seen better days. Her latex is shot. She's cracked. I love this prop. This is probably one of my second or third favorite props of all time. This is one of those props where if the house is on fire, you grab Zombie Snail, run out the house. And pictures of the kids. And the kids, too. But I want to go ahead and I want to start working on this thing. I want to do a restoration on this thing, kind of fix it up and bring it back into shape. I know I could probably never put it back out in the yard again, but I want to fix it for me because this is a labor of love, this one right here. Okay, YouTube, so Zombie Snail has seen better days. The eye stalks are cracked really bad. I mean, it's got a lot of damage from being in the sun and then in and out of the shed in hot and extreme cold temperatures. So I want to fix this old girl up and make her like brand new so I can keep her forever. And then maybe I'll put her out on Halloween night, but no more than that. My original plan was to go ahead and rebrush the whole girl with Monster Maker's latex, and I thought, screw it, I hate latex. It's weak, it's just going to be more of the same down the road. So I want to go ahead, you know how I like to do things forever. We're going to use fiberglass resin. I'm going to brush this whole girl and see if I can't make a nice hard shell on her and hopefully fill in some of these cracks and the damage from the latex just disintegrating over the years. So my plan is to go ahead and wire brush my whole snail. Oh, I'm sorry, Zombie Snail. I love you, Zombie Snail. And get anything that's loose off. Open up these pores a little bit. Get any of this little flaking garbage off. And I think I'm going to wipe the whole thing down with 99% alcohol before we go into our fiberglass. And I do, as an upgrade, want to make a couple eyes for Zombie Snail. These eyes are kind of cracked. You can see they're splintered, so I thought I'm going to use some wooden balls. I'll drill out an 1/8" hole and I'll put them on a stick so it's easier to paint. And we'll put new eyes on Zombie Snail. I think also, as a little upgrade for Zombie Snail, I thought, what about teeth? Like, he's already got molded teeth in his mouth. What if we did teeth around his shell? Like little nubbins or little jagged teeth around the shell? I thought that'd be super cool, so maybe we'll do something like that. But I think first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go take Zombie Snail outside. I'm going to wire brush my poor girl and get her cleaned up. I'll get her all wiped down with alcohol. And when we come back, I'm going to start looking for teeth and seeing if there ain't enough teeth that we can go ahead and make a row of teeth around her to upgrade this old girl. Make her super freaking cool. Okay, so Zombie Snail is all wiped down with alcohol. She's all cleaned up. I got her wire brush to get loose any flakes or any little stuff that was hanging off of her. I think I'm going to go ahead and take these eyes out. I'll just use a die grinder bit. There's Zombie Snail. Okay, YouTubes. So I got Zombie Snail's eyes cleaned out. I'm pretty happy with that. And then we can take our new eyes that we'll make and we'll insert those later after we get them painted up and get them on a stem. I think what I want to do next before we fiberglass is I want to do the teeth. I've got a bunch of pumpkin teeth here, and pumpkin teeth are okay. I don't like these certain kinds because these are clean and I'm not a big fan of white teeth anyways on monsters. But I have this Monstrous Design Studios teeth which have a lot of like ridges and they look like real teeth. These are great teeth from Monstrous Design Studios. So my plan is I'm thinking maybe start small, find my bigger teeth, and try and work my way out. So I'll drill a hole since these have a little screw molded into them. Then go ahead and put some teeth in here at an angle and go around the circle, and then maybe end up with a double row in the back. I don't know how many teeth I got, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple of different sizes and see if I can't get a row of teeth in this old girl to make her extra super cool, man. I think that'd be an awesome upgrade for my Zombie Snail. So I'm going to go ahead and start drilling some holes and laying out some teeth. When I come back, I'll show you the teeth. Okay, YouTube, so I got my pile of teeth. I only have one style or one size of teeth, which kind of sucks, but I think I can still make it work. I'm just kind of going around, drilling a hole every little while, right through the latex into the foam, and I'm just squeezing that teeth in there. It drops right in there. So I'll go ahead and wrap this whole girl with new teeth, and then we'll move right on to fiberglassing. Okay, Okay, YouTubes, just got back from the doctor's office earlier. They had purple gloves this time. We're getting ready to do our fiberglass, but first, we got our teeth in. She's gonna be a pretty bad bitch. Look at her. So I got extra rows on top, over to the back. So I think now we're ready to go ahead and lock all this down with fiberglass and fix all these crusty, soft areas that are just horrible and put a solid skin on her. I want to do one tight coat, real thin, and hopefully it fills in all these little gaps and stuff. If not, I don't want it completely filled in, but enough to shore up to where she's got a nice hard skin on her. If it takes 2 coats, we'll do 2. So I've got, what, 8 ounces of fiberglass here. We need 80 drops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's plenty of hardener. We're going to mix up, and then we're going to brush this old girl out. And then hopefully it'll fill in most of this damage and give her a second skin. So hopefully we don't need a second coat, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up real good. Again, just regular Bondo fiberglass. Most of whatever Bondo makes sucks, but their fiberglass is awesome. And if you guys want to do this, I got a door open, I got a window open. I'm going to brush this out, and then I'm going to head out for a while and let this thing cure. It's probably going to take about a half hour, 40 minutes or so. Maybe a little longer because today's cooler. So I can already feel my stick dragging. Once you add the hardener, you can kind of feel it stiffen up and kind of drag. So I'm going to give it a couple more stirs. And then we're going to lay this old girl out, man. Alright. So, regular brush. I always try and pull my little loose bristles off so they don't get in my work if they end up popping off later on. Alright. Make us some room. Get rid of our free gloves. Okay. And I'll probably just go ahead and start on the very top of her back. And I'll just brush the new teeth and all. And I want to just keep it thin and keep going back and forth over. I'll probably just go one direction. And I'll brush tooth and all. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to knock this whole girl out. And when we come back, hopefully this will be cured, and we'll see if we need a second coat or not. Okay, YouTubes, so the first coat of fiberglass resin is pretty dry. A little tacky here and there. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. I hate doing things half-assed, so I'm going to put one more coat on it, and I'm going to let her sit overnight and fully cure. Okay, YouTube, so it's been a day. It's had a day to dry. It's kind of like a crappy 55, 60 degree day today and kind of windy. Not the greatest day to be painting, but oh well. I got them all scuffed down with the red Scotch-Brite, so it takes some of the shine off that fresh fiberglass. I picked out a red for his shell, and I'm going to use a yellow for his slug body part. So let's go ahead and get some paint on this guy. I'm not worried about overspraying the shell because I'm going to go back with a darker red, so it's not a big deal. Just like that. Whew. Alright. I'm going to try and keep as much of the gore and stuff as I can around his mouth. And keep that light tan color with the blood. So I'm just going to try and block off a little bit with my rag. And we'll come back later with the airbrush, not a big deal. Okay, YouTubes, we're going from a satin summer squash color. And I did go ahead and hit it with just a little hint of fluorescent green for a little razzle dazzle. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the shell with this satin American red, all Rust-Oleum products. So these guys, I got a sheet blocking it off. The majority of it's okay. We're going to airbrush and clean up the rest of the little lines around it. Pretty cool. Well, I'm going to take a couple of coats. I'm going to knock out the red, and then we'll get this bad boy on the table and we'll start doing our airbrushing. Okay, YouTubes, we're inside. I got some Vallejo mahogany. Dump it right in the brush and go. I'm just using a Badger single stage paintbrush so we can start detailing this little girl up. Okay, YouTube, got a little Vallejo sand yellow. Kill some of that yellow. Okay, YouTube, I've got an olive green color I want to do his little spots with. Dark Panzer Gray. Rust, copper metallic. Just along the bottom. Brown Rust movie paint. Bring down some of this bright red color. Transparent, so it'll build slow. Alright, little red rust movie paint to kill the shine on the yellow. So I'm going to use my Midnight Glow Blacklight Reactive Paint. I got just a little hole little plastic thingy you get at Menards or whatever. I'm going to set that guy right on top of there to cheat. I'm just going to take a little bit of yellow blacklight paint. I'm just going to fill in the circle. So I'll do 2 coats so it's nice and yellow. And then I'll probably take the glow orange and put a couple little streaks in there. And then lastly, we'll dot on a iris. Or we'll dot in a little black center. Okay, YouTubes. So I got a little bit of my neon reactive orange glow paint. A little bit on a stick right here. And I'm just taking from the center out and dragging. Just some streaks. Okay, YouTube, so I got Zombie Snail outside. She got a coat of gloss on her body, and I can put a coat of matte clear on her shell. Her eyeballs are done. I put a quick coat of clear over those, just rattle can clear. The last touch I want to give her before we do blood is I want to give her a tooth, because she has little molded in nubbins, so I want to give her some of these. These are these Fuchsia teeth I get off Amazon. You get like this whole box for 11 bucks, and there's 2 sets underneath. So I want to glue some of these in with the DevCon. I think I'll give her a little fang. That'll be pretty cool. And we got to bloody her up, and next time you guys see her, she'll be done, man. She'll be all finished. We'll take a look at her and check her out and see what she looks like. Okay, YouTube, so before we do our big reveal, last thing we got to do is add a little blood to this old girl. And I usually make my own. And for that, I just use Liquitex High Gloss Medium and a little bit of Red Ranger ink. I put it together. You can make it as dark as you want, as light as you want. And I just go ahead and I put it in a little squeeze bottle that has one of the little fine tips on there. So she had blood on her when I bought her from Fright Props, so we're going to put a little bit back more on her. I've got her teeth resined in with some, I use DevCon, so they're nice and glossy. We got a decent blood trail already, so I just want to add a little bit around the mouth, and I'm going to use my hand, old-fashioned way. I don't know how they did it at Fright Props, but I want to use my hands. We're just going to put a little blood on this girl and let it trail down by itself. More there. And it'll dry that dark bloody red color. Put some in her mouth. And this stuff works great. It's my own little blood mix until I can get some Pale Knight Productions blood. So we'll just add a little bit. I think there was some blood on her eye stalks too when I first got her, so we'll put a little bit up there to run down. That's why I like using the little fine point bottles. So I'm going to go ahead and bloody this girl up, and we're going to take a big look at her and see her all in her glory. Okay, YouTubes, Gladys is done. And girl, are you looking ravishing. Look at you in all your glory. She turned out great, man. All that cracked latex we just sealed up with the coat of fiberglass. Brushed it all out. We just put a repaint on her. Gave her some new spots. Fixed her eye stalks. They were kind of cracked and her eyes were getting ready to fall off. We put some teeth down her back. So now she's got a spiky new shell. But I'm real happy with her. Like I said, this is one of my beloved props. I've had her for so long, and there's no way in hell I want to get rid of her. Okay, YouTubes, that's my Fright Props Zombie Snail restoration and repaint. I'm happy with her. She's been sight for sore eyes for a lot of years, and I'm more than happy to go ahead and take a crack at her and fix it up and do her where she's going to last a lot of years. I get a lot more years of enjoyment out of her. If you guys get a chance, go check out my brothers in a Trio of Terror, Vic over at Monster Misfits, and Dave at the Weird Kids Show channel. Guys, we're doing projects all the time, man. Halloween never ends for us. If there's any chance in hell this video gets to Scott Bibus from Fright Props, a couple of years ago, he said on Haunter's Hangout that you might put Zombie Snail back into production. Please do that. The world needs more zombie snails. And Gladys here, she needs herself a man. So until I see you guys again, keep it evil.